Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And speaking of that, yesterday we gave you a support zone for the 1-2 setup here, and unfortunately we got below the support levels. It was between 87.2 cents and 85.9 cents, and right now we are already at 84.3, and by the time we see this video we might already be, lower than that. So if we actually, get a bounce right now, which is extremely unlikely, but if we do, this could still be counted as a 1-2 setup, but, we are very close to invalidation. To invalidate the 1-2 setup, we have to get below this low at 83.8 cents, so we might just do this during the video. So yeah, that's pretty much it about that. And now let's look at the fourth wave move down. So I think this is still a much bigger ABC structure. And I think we could be in the fifth wave of the C wave to the downside, meaning this was a 1, 2, 3, 4. And right now, if that's the case, the target for the fifth wave for the C wave, for the white fourth wave to the downside, is at 80.1 cents. And if we get to these lows right here, it's gonna mean that maybe the fourth wave right here, the white fourth wave, is not the white fourth wave, but instead it could be the blue fourth wave because, dropping to 80.1 cents would already put us below this support level, the red support level, at 81.4 cents, and this is the support level for the white fourth wave. So, if we drop below the 0786, then we are probably in the blue setup already. And even if we are in the blue setup, and let's say this right here was the top of the third wave, and the third wave up had an ABC structure, even if that's the case, dropping to my target for the C wave would still not be too bullish, because that's also below the 618 support level for the blue fourth wave, which is the gray support level on the chart. So in any case, as long as we, drop below these support levels, that's gonna be pretty bearish. And if we do not get a reaction at 80.1 cents, the last chance to get a reaction would be in this area between 76.8 cents and 75.7 cents. And if we do not get any reaction at all, then it could mean that maybe we are already in a much bigger second wave to the downside, which would be the second wave of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's gonna be the second wave after the first wave. And this right here could be the A wave. We might get the B wave at some point, and then the C wave could put us maybe at the bull market support band or the 200-day moving average. And this is all part of the plan. We talked about the 3 different scenarios a couple of days ago. So right now, if we do not want the white scenario to play out, then we have to get to 80.1 cents and then bounce. And if we do not want the blue scenario to play out, then we have to get below 75.7 cents. And if we get below these lows, I'm gonna have to give you another support level, which would be the support level for the much bigger second wave to the downside. And that support level would be, let's actually see how much we would have to go down, but the support zone, don't expect it to be, too low, so it's gonna be between 78.3 cents and 66.5 cents, although we should probably stay, above the 50%, which is at 72 cents. So, even if we go, lower right now, we should find support exactly at the bull market support band and the 200-day moving average, and at the 50% support level. So no matter which scenario is playing out, it's still bullish. And yesterday I made a video about my long-term targets for this cycle, and there were a lot of people in the comments asking me why they should take me seriously, because I told you like a year ago that we might be at all-time highs by the end of May. And what makes me think that ADA will be able to get to all-time highs if I was wrong so many times, at least according to them? And well, there's only one answer for that, and the answer is that Bitcoin dominance exists, and as long as Bitcoin dominance keeps staying at these highs right here, then of course ADA will not be at all-time highs. What I said like a year ago is that if we copy the 2021 cycle, we could be at all-time highs by the end of May of 2025, and obviously that did not turn out to be true. However, that's not really a bad thing, because we still have the 2 cycles before the previous cycle, which are the 2017 cycle and the 2013 cycles, and in both of these cycles, the real altcoin season only ended in January after Bitcoin had already topped in the post-halving year. So yeah, this was 2018, and in the cycle before that, it was somewhere in 2014. At this point of the cycle, in the previous cycle, when Bitcoin dominance was at these highs, ADA was still at 15 cents, and at this point right here, when Bitcoin dominance was at like 71%, ADA was at 8 cents. So yeah, the fact that we are not at all-time highs right now, it's actually very normal. And I mean, do you see Bitcoin dominance at 41%? Because I do not see it right now. So maybe if you zoom in, you're going to be able to see it at 41%, but on my chart it says 59%, so maybe you have a different chart, I don't know, but that's why I believe ADA will be at $5 to $8 by the end of the cycle, which should be in January. And by the way, by the end of the cycle, I do not mean the end of the Bitcoin cycle. Bitcoin will probably top in November or December, and the altcoins will top in January. So what happens if that does not play out? Am I going to change my prediction again? No, I'm not going to change my prediction, because if for some reason Bitcoin dominance is not at 42% or let's say 41% or 45% by January of 2026, I don't think we're gonna get much more than that. So if it is at like 50%, that's probably gonna be the low for a very long time, and then after that we could go up. So this could be the worst altcoin season if that happens. Obviously, could that happen? Probably not, in my opinion, because Bitcoin dominance is on the verge of breaking down. And if you look at the monthly chart right now, it really, is showing us that at some point we are gonna have to do something like this on the monthly, because we got overbought on the monthly, and this was the first time ever in the history of Bitcoin dominance when it got overbought on the monthly RSI. So yeah, it's probably gonna lead to a much bigger correction, and right now, as long as we stay below the moving average right there on the monthly, then I think this is gonna continue going down. But I did tell you yesterday that we might get a bounce to the moving average in September, because that's when I'm expecting Bitcoin and the altcoins and Ethereum to go down. So Bitcoin dominance might get a rise during that time, like it did in the previous cycle, but we should get rejected by the moving average, and that should lead us into December and January, and that could give us a move like this. So why is Cardano not at $5, even though it has been like 4 years since the last all-time high? It's because Bitcoin dominance is not at all-time lows or at cycle lows. It's as simple as that, and I don't know why people want to make this so complicated, but yeah, that's the story. And other than that, what you need to know right now is that Ethereum actually reacted to my 50% support level, and it's currently getting a bounce. As you can see, this is actually a 1-2 setup. It's also above the moving average on the 4-hour RSI, which is telling me that we're probably going a bit higher right now, and we could get in this target region between $4,900 and let's say $6,200. But we could, still continue going down, and if we do, then Cardano will have to find a low in this area. And yeah, I mean, I'm still bullish in the long term, because we just had a cross on the bear market support band, and not many people understand this, but the cross on the bear market support band is what gives us pumps like these. That's what happens every single year. So I'm not gonna repeat what I said yesterday. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the YouTube memberships and the Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.